Okay. Okay, we're live now, and yeah, once again, welcome everyone. And I would like to start today with some introduction. I know you have put your names already, but if you can just introduce yourself by your name and what is it that you are proud of about yourself. So I'll start. I would say Arif, and I am proud that I can be of use for others. So living a life that helps others to fulfill their dreams. So that's what I'm proud of. So if you can just say your name and what is it that you're proud of? Who's going to start?
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, am I allowed to speak?
Yes, you are. Definitely, you're not allowed. You should speak so that others also have
Yeah.
they can
Okay.
overcome the barrier of speaking in
Yeah,
Zoom.
okay.
Yeah.
I am I am Said Rukhsana, and I am proud of myself in the way that I always try to help others. I try to ease their pain, and in return, I get happiness. That way, I get happiness. So that's what I'm proud of.
Yes. And one more thing, because you just joined, you are connecting from also so that others know where
Kashmir.
you are
Yeah,
from.
I'm
Kashmir.
connecting from Kashmir, India. Yes.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Yeah. Thank you. Okay.
Thank you.
Azim,
Nice to
Azim,
meet
you would
you.
like to go next? And yeah, feel
Hi,
free to put on your videos if you like. Yeah, Azim. Hi.
hi everyone. This is Azim here. I'm glad that I got connected to Inner Space a few 7 or 8 years ago. I was seeking myself out of all the wilderness and all my own problems of the world, and I'm thankful I found so many beautiful people in this journey. I believe that when you be an empath, so first you resolve your own problems, and slowly
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
try to see whoever is along with you, you get together and you try to help them. So I think this is the best thing so
Yeah.
far I have found. Still learning,
Okay.
and learning is always continue.
Okay. So we can
Thank
consider
you.
that as your feeling that you feel fulfilled because you worked on yourself and you help others maybe. Yeah.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Thank you. Kala, I can see some names. So what I'm not I'm not specifically you know.
Hi.
Yes. Hi, Kala.
Hi, how are you?
I am good.
Yeah, I'm talking from Saudi Arabia. I'm from Portugal, but I work here. And I'm proud that I take the time to improve myself, to listen to this class
Oh,
and to
yeah.
to get better every day. That's what
Yeah.
I'm proud. Thank you.
Really fulfilling when you see that you're working on yourself and you're seeing that you're moving forward. It's encouraging and
Yes,
encouraging to others as well.
yes.
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
Carla.
Thank you so much for this event. Thank you.
Sharika, Sharika always comes with iPhone, and I have to figure out who is this. Oh, yeah, you've already typed. Okay. So I'm proud, Sharika says, I'm proud that I'm continually journeying towards my highest potential that helps me and others. Yeah. And that's the beauty of it. When, like when you ask people about, what is it that they are proud of, you notice that it's not about them. It's a little bit bigger always. Yeah. Yeah, sure, no worries. Aruba says, I'm proud from Aruba. Sorry, I'm proud. I'm Aruba from Saudi, proud of knowing people like you, and I can learn from you. Oh, thank you so much. And we are so proud that you are part of this community that is thinking about improving themselves and helping others as well. Yeah. Anyone else would like to share? Waqar, Jessa, yes.
Hi everyone.
Hi. Which one?
First,
Okay, Waqar. Yeah.
yeah, I miss Inner Space and I miss you, Arif, and I hope to see you guys soon.
Yeah,
I
we
want
miss
to
you
come.
too.
Yeah, I've just been busy, but every weekend I say I will come or I will attend, and always something happens. Anyway, I want to say that for me, I'm proud of also like always working on myself. Despite my upbringing and the circumstances that I have, I always see the good in myself and the good in people, and I always long for a better future, no matter what's happening and no matter how much people might
Yeah.
try to hurt me. But I always forgive and I always move on. Thank you.
Wonderful. Yeah. So Waqar, your opportunity is on 21st, Saturday. Make sure you are here.
Yeah, I'll try my best.
Yeah. Jessa?
Hi, everybody. Nice to
Hello.
see you all. Yes, I'm Jissa Abdul Jabbar from Dubai, and currently I'm working as a special educator here. So it's almost 3 years. I'm trying to find myself because I thought I'm complete. I'm very busy doing all the things for others and finding that is what happiness is. But lately, I realized that that is not happiness. And we have to do something for ourselves, for our awakening. That is what, through different sessions, and, we have to find ourselves, our true self. Through different sessions here itself, it was an eye-opening, information from which I started dwelling deeper and going deeper and understanding where the mistake was. There are places where I never considered myself. What I thought is my happiness is in others' happiness. That was the greatest mistake. And when everything just has fallen apart, I started, correcting myself or started learning from that. So this is my journey, and Alhamdulillah, now I'm doing great. I'm doing good. But mentally, I'm fixed, sort of, because when things started falling apart, I was losing myself. And I didn't really know how it is. Now the tools are coming in me, within me, and I'm using it probably in the best possible way. So that awareness is being created, and I'm good. I'm doing good.
Yeah. I'm so
Thank
happy
you.
to hear that. Just finished the course a few weeks back, meditation course, and I can see that there is a blossoming of the, the rose is become like big, and it's wonderful to see that. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
this
Thank
is
you.
why I said, pride is not about being egoistic, but pride is feeling happy for other people's progress. This what we are talking about is to share happiness, with others. And when you see that happening, it gives a lot of satisfaction, I think, to ourselves, and encourages. Yeah. Thank you so much for that.
Thank you.
Mohammed Siddiqui from Dubai saying, I'm proud of what I am today, and I'm expecting to keep myself better in my dealings with people around me. Want to keep my kindness for others, no matter what experience I face in life before. Such a lovely little introduction, Mohammed, and very much welcome to this program. So we're going to talk about barriers today, and it's not going to be a long session, but we'll try and cover important aspects of breaking through barriers, understanding these barriers. What are these barriers? Where do they come from? How can we overcome them? So I'll explain you how, sometimes when we start looking at something, that's when we start understanding. Just like a little bit of Jessa's story, it's only when you start looking that's when you start figuring out certain things. Otherwise, you can live your life and just think everything is okay. or I am okay and therefore it's fine, at the moment. But what I wanted to do is, if there is anybody who has a short story that they would like to share about how there was some kind of barrier in their life and how did they overcome, very like 1 or 2 minutes, if anybody would like to share. Feel free. It's all, as we said, we are all together. There is no, we are here to improve. Yes, please, Azim, go ahead. A short one, because the time is limited. So yeah, just briefly, what is it that was the barrier, and what helped you to overcome?
Initially, we really don't understand the barrier, what it is, but my experience is quickly. I tried to help somebody else, but when I realized it's not me, it's not that person who needs the help, I'm the one who needs the help. Then I tried figuring out, and the barrier was not knowing the knowledge.
Yeah.
And once the barrier is removed by keep knowing, keep trying to finding out, then I was having a feeling of triumph overcoming all the problems which at least was hurting me initially. And you have a feeling of happiness that you are at least understanding whatever you are gaining.
Yeah.
So that was my little barrier, what I can share.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Nice and short, sweet. Anyone else? Anyone else would like to share their story of this was the barrier, this is what they did, and this is how they overcome? I know we all have, and there are some things that we don't maybe like to share, but just as an example, this helps us to understand a little bit more about barriers and inspire others as well sometimes.
I think for me, my barrier was, anger. I think for me, a big barrier was anger. I overcome it because I think anger only hurts you. It doesn't hurt the other person. When you're angry, you maybe the way you take out your anger, whether it is on your child or on any other person, you don't know. Ultimately, I think it does not take you anywhere. For me to overcome that was, being a little more patient and accepting people more. Maybe they are different, and I try to accept them that way, whatever way they are, and try to control my anger and try to carve my way of life, help myself have a peace of mind. So that's how I overcame that barrier. So for me, I think that a barrier was always anger, and I have really overcome it, and yeah, I have tried to manage it, and I have, to some extent, I have. Yeah, that is what I think.
No, wonderful story. And like, I think many people, I also can relate to that so much. I started a little bit of a story of why I started to meditate was because there was so much anger. And this is not an anger that you become angry at somebody. It's the typical, children thing. Children, they drive you mad.
Exactly. It's not like that you didn't get anything and you got angry.
I
It's
can
kind of
understand.
everything that you feel, yeah, that kind of feeling. So if you can control that feeling, I think you won.
It's just the inner frustration that we kind of take it out, and children usually, as children, they are not adults typically. So, they'll behave in such a way, and then we will be having some kind of pressure, and then we remove it
Exactly.
on them. And so that
It's
we have
only that
seen,
we take our anger on them, but they don't change. It's just a little bit of that particular time, and then it's over. You are like that way only, and kids are still the same. Well, the
Exactly.
anger you take out on them, it is
Yeah.
not going to change them, or it's not going to make any difference. So
Mm.
I think it's a big thing to manage.
Yeah.
Barrier, it's a big barrier in one's life. If you can
So
manage it, I guess you have, really
one
managed a lot.
beautiful word that you use that has helped me a lot recently, and it has been part of my understanding, is the word acceptance. And this is like a
Acceptance.
big thing nowadays, that I notice that a lot of things that I can't do through force, through control, through some kind of mental understanding, works when we understand acceptance. And the way I understand acceptance is accepting myself. Okay, when I say
As well as
myself, I mean whatever I do, my feelings, my emotion, accepting everything within myself, accepting others' action, others' perception, others' attitude, everything. Okay, so accepting myself, accepting others, and accepting situations, all kind of situation, whatever the situation is. First is to accept it, that this is what it is. It is what it is, and I was looking for a breakthrough in some situation, some kind of people, you always land up in in trouble. And what helped me was acceptance. And I said, I'm going to accept this person the way they are,
exactly.
just the
Yes.
way I'm not going to try and change them. I'm not going to try and teach them. I'm not going to try and hint to them even, just accept them the way they are. And then I
Mhm.
notice sudden shift in that person, you know. So this is my story, recent story, very like it's still going on. And just accepting people, accepting that they are on their journey, and everyone's journey is different, you know. Their thinking is different, their culture is different, their society is different, I was talking to somebody and they were telling me some analysis of a particular issue. I said, but you realize that this person is not from this country, but it's from that country. And in that country, people don't think the same way, like what you're saying, So,
Mhm.
so many things, when we talk about conflict and all that, we need to understand that we are having different upbringing, different way of thinking, different perceptions. So how can I expect somebody else to be the way you know that I like them to be? Anyway, I'm not going to go too much into that. What I would like you to do, if you have a pen and a paper, if you can write some barriers that about that are common, in the world today. If you can just don't say now, just think of some, and if you have a pen and a paper, just write down 2-3 points of what are the greatest barriers that are there in the world today. Just I'll give you a minute to do that. And try to make it short. 2-3 things that you feel are barriers. Yeah, you can type on the chat box. It could be internal or external barriers. Okay, all right. If you can just type them or speak them, whatever is easy for you. Ruxana's already put 3 of them: shyness, negativity, and laziness. And we will talk about these also. Carla, self-respect, ego, and negative thoughts. So self-respect, you mean low self-respect, Carla? Yeah. Okay. So low self-respect, ego, and negative thoughts. Okay. So negativity comes back again. Okay. Yeah. What do you think are barriers in today's life? They could be also external. Sharika says communication, very, very big one. What is said and understood? Yes. Language. Even if we speak the same language, different definition. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Even the tone that we speak, carries, it could be the same words, but the way you speak it makes a big difference. Yeah. Emotional unavailability. Wow. Emotional unavailability. Being materialistic is a barrier. Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Yes. Yeah. Very much so. Yeah. Carla agrees as well. Yeah. Aroba, what are barriers, or there is no barriers in Saudi? Ungratefulness. Yeah. Yeah. Ungratefulness. Yeah. Aroba says the first one, distracting from social media. Oh, yes. How can we talk about barriers without talking about social media? Yeah.
Yes, this is make like Alzheimer or something, like you cannot you cannot concentrate at all. You just lost everything. I lost my keys. I lost a lot of things from this issue. Like
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
it's a very big barrier to
Yeah.
control yourself from handling your phone all the time, 24/24. And also it's trying to be ideal. You see these are social media people, they are perfect, they are, especially the girls and the new generation, they want to compare themselves to those people. And then they just materialistic. We want with this, we want to be like the hair, she's beautiful, this guy by car, this it's also social media invading ourselves. Values is already distracted. Our values, we cannot teach our kids our values because we are invaded by the social media. So I don't know, this issue is really big for me. It's a big barrier.
No. It is definitely so. And culture, society, religion sometimes,
Yes,
because you see
everything.
that
Because, yeah, the
the
culture
way,
is different, the religion, and they want to plant in the kids something like it's beyond our, beyond our belief, beyond
exactly.
our
Yeah,
acceptance at all,
yeah. So
So and
definitely,
and then you said it in the beginning, just accept to what level?
exactly. Yeah, I'll talk about that. How acceptance can be the antidote towards this, and I'll explain what do I mean. How we can use that to overcome
Yes,
these
please. This is
barriers.
very important.
Because
Learn how to
the,
accept this master's, stuff that you
yeah,
cannot. It's really hard to
yeah,
accept, but you have to. There's no
yeah.
choice.
Yes, yes. So yeah, very, very good point, and I will take it up soon. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Yeah. Let me just mention a few things. Muhammad says, Waqar says self-criticism. Muhammad says over-expensive, being expressive, over-expressive, being judged, expecting from others, from everyone. Yeah, true. These three barriers from Muhammad, and then misinterpretation of others. Yeah, very much. Lack of self-dependence, financial instability. Yes, can be barriers in life. Pinpointing others who can, who you can. Lack of patience in everyone, including myself sometimes. Yes, very, very honest. Waqar, being brainwashed by your parents and their religious views. Very much. You know, the thing is that, you know, like my children, you know, they were not easy. You know, you tell them something, and like in our age, our parents used to tell us something, and we used to just say, okay, you know, yes, parents have said, so it must be true. But they always challenged, you know, they always, you know, wanted to understand more. You know, they always wanted to understand, why are you saying this? You know, it's not enough just to say, you know, that, oh yeah, it's written here or somebody said. You know, they wanted a little bit more. So I used to get in trouble with their teachers because they did not accept, you know, just being given and, you know, some ideas and say that, okay, this is what you have to follow. No. So Sharika says, not enough self-awareness even to recognize the barrier. Yeah, yeah, yeah. There is no enough awareness to even know that this is something that is a barrier. Yeah, we used to blindly follow. Yeah. So yeah, so all these things are some kind of things that are limiting us, you know. And in this list, Gina says, welcome, Gina. Lack of praying and connecting to him. Yeah, lack of praying and connecting to him. So one of the barriers that humanity has lost is the connection to the divine, and this has become the number one actually issue, because we no longer know what to do. We no longer know who to reach out. We feel that, you know, it's like, you know, we are on our own sometimes, and some people lose hope, you know, but there is something, some power that we can connect to, and we can actually come back and have that power. Because what you're talking about, Gina, is lack of power. Basically, when you are losing connection, you lose power, and when you lose power, you become weak, you know. So very, very important point, Gina. Welcome. You connecting from where, Gina? You from Lebanon? Yeah. Oh yes, yes, I remember. Okay, so all right, we have to move on. And what I notice is one of the things that you know, there are situations in life, like for example, the social media is an, you know, discrimination, you know, gender discrimination, racial discrimination. Okay, this is where our society is. Okay, all the rubbish is being thrown, media. Okay, the way people speak, you know, like it's so difficult for me to watch this news now, because you can see there is an agenda, you know. You are being kind of somebody is trying to influence our thinking by using these news media and telling us things. And often, you know, like an incident will happen, there will be so many versions, and most of them are really not so helpful. You know, they're just telling things, you know, talking things, and people fight, and people, you know, there are riots, there are people who die, there's so much loss just because, you know, people are fueling up, you know, and taking the opportunity of some incident that happens, you know. So this is a big problem. But then, apart from these external things, there are these internal stuff that is there, and this can actually be the roots of the barriers. Something can be outside, but we might be able to overcome and, go through them if we can look into the internal barriers. So I would like to put barriers into two categories: the internal, the shyness, and the feeling of low self-respect, unworthiness. All these are also barriers, um, the things that are actually driving our actions, are being influenced by, like some of you people have said, parents telling you things and saying that, okay, this is what it is, and then you have to believe that. And then when you believe that, and that's what, becomes your limiting factor. So there is something that is called the limiting beliefs that you might have come across. And I think this is the category that we can do something about, number one. And number two, these are the categories of beliefs, of barriers that can help us actually move forward. Okay, so the external barriers are there, and the way to overcome those external barriers is to overcome your internal barriers, which are in the form of limiting beliefs. Okay, so this is what I am proposing, that we can work on this issue by looking at our limiting beliefs. So what I would like you to do is do a little bit of exercise. Can you write at least one or two limiting beliefs that you have? Okay, one or two limiting beliefs. I'll tell you a physical one. It's not a limiting belief, but it is a belief. It's a very interesting, funny incident that happened this morning. So we went to the supermarket, and in the supermarket there are many aisles for the counter, checkout counters, and there are some which have, they've written there only 10 pieces. So we've got our trolley, and we go towards the 10 piece, that, like, we go to checkout, and it's written there, it's only 10 items. And the person said to us that only 10 items. And we were a few of us, like three people. And we just went there. And when this person said this, we moved out and we went to another counter. And I said, wait a minute, I think we have 10 pieces. We don't have more than 10 pieces. Or if we have 10 pieces, we are 3 people here, okay? So we went to another counter, but it was even more busy. So I said, let's go back to the same counter. And we had only 12 pieces. But there was this belief that you have a lot. And there was this belief that, the person who told us might have considered that we have more than item, but there was not so many. Waqar? Were you saying something, Waqar? Okay, sorry. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so this is a kind of, it's a limiting belief that, you feel that you always are not qualifying for something, in a way. And 3 of us, we couldn't figure it out, but actually we didn't have that many items, and we managed to go through the same counter, without any problem, and we checked out quickly. But there are more serious limiting beliefs that we have inside us. So I would like you to take a moment and just think of one limiting belief that you might have that is causing some kind of barrier in your life. It could be in one of those lists that you have already put. If you can just frame, what is your limiting belief? This is your personal one. Thank you, Carla. I'm going to read in a moment. Let's let others finish. Actually, it's a small thing, but you can see there is more to that. There's more to that. Just think or write down. Better to write down if you have the opportunity. Just write down one limiting belief. Thank you, Jessa. Okay, you can put it up now on the chat box if you'd like to share. And it's good so that we can have a few. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Thank you, Azim. Thank you, Waqar. Thank you, Aroba. I'm going to read all in a moment. Yeah. Okay, let me start reading. I'm a bad cook. That's limiting me to actually cook well. So the question is, are you a bad cook? Is there anybody nowadays who's a bad cook? Like, so what is, you need to look into it and see what is the root of this, what is the root of this? And you will find something, but in a moment, but we'll just read through first. Okay, so Jessa says, what will others think and say? Big one, or say, is a limiting belief for many people, including myself. Azim says, I may not be able to reduce my body weight, is my limiting belief. Okay, yeah. Waqar, not allowing myself to reach my full potential because I think I'm incapable. Universal, universal limiting belief. Aroba says, everything around me must be perfect and controlled. Cleanness and neat must be my priority in life. Okay, yeah, many people also have that belief, and sometimes they are sick. Actually, they are sick because they just have to have that much level of cleanliness. It can turn out to be. And then Gina says consistency, again, one of the universal limiting belief. Okay, so these are beliefs, okay, and beliefs are not truth. These are just beliefs, and we can work towards changing that. And how we do that is we reframe whatever the belief is. And reframe doesn't have to be a direct reframe. So I'm not a good, I'm not a good cook, I'm a good cook. No. It could be something that I try my best to create good meals, or I put effort in keeping things clean. Okay. Like some of these examples that you have given, consistency, let's say, for example. Okay. Usually when you do something and then you can't keep it up, you start blaming yourself that you are inconsistent. But there are certain things that you have done in your life forever and you have been consistent about, but just because of others. So you can say that there are things that I am consistent about and I am improving in others, so things like that. So what I would like you to do is, I would like you to write a belief that is reframing your limiting belief and making it open. Okay, like for example, I have the courage to try. Okay, I have there was one very nice beautiful thing that I'd heard, is that when you're willing to try something, that is called confidence. Willingness to try is called confidence. Not to succeed, willingness to try. If you have tried, you are confident. So if you feel you're not confident, then you can just reframe it and say that I'm willing to try. Muhammad says being kind is being hurt and connects ultimately to expectations which can't be fulfilled with we all humans. On the other hand, for living and survival in this world is to have a give and take system. Okay, so I'll try and decode that a little bit just to make it simple. So, so you feel that when you are kind, you're being hurt, and it's connected to expectation, which can't be fulfilled. Okay, so maybe you're talking about people creating dependency from your kindness. Okay, and we have to be with other people, yeah, that's for sure. But you see, the thing about it is, the way I looked at it is that there's nobody who can hurt me. I'm the only person who hurt myself. That's one of the change that you can shift, that there is no one in this world who can hurt you. It's only you who can hurt you. There's no one else who has that capability to do that. They have an action. Your response that you choose actually creates hurt in you. It's not what they do. Okay, like two people, same experience, they'll have a very different feeling. Jesse says, I'm enough and complete, and I take responsibility for my action. Yeah, and it doesn't matter, if I do something wrong, that's okay. I remember when my son was going to study, I told him that, look, you're given permission to make mistakes. Just go and don't try to be perfect. Just keep doing things, just do something, and you will start moving up. And I think today he appreciates that advice. Aruba says it's okay for my house if my house is not clean and neat today. So Aruba, also there is a standard, like what you call clean might not be clean for somebody else, or what you call dirty might be very clean for somebody else. So maybe to accept that, one of the things about cleaning is that anything that you clean will become dirty. So it's an ongoing job, So when we understand that, and I learned this lesson from my mother, is that you just have to keep cleaning, especially if you have a house. You just have to keep cleaning. It's not as something that you do and it will stay the same, Yeah. So yeah. So can you just write your reframe? Can you write a reframe to whatever you have written and start working on it for the next 3 months? Work on the reframe, work on something that will replace, and then just be able to accept if you didn't make it 100%, try again, and you don't have to be 100%. It's okay to accept it as it is as well. Yeah.
I would like to add something, sir.
Please.
Brother. Actually, I also have this problem because my mom, she's such a, always things are arranged, things are sorted out, and every time she comes to my house, yeah, what is this here? What is that? When I usually tell her my eyesight is weak now, I cannot see things. If there is any dirt somewhere or something else, I cannot see those things. I just make it easy for myself. I cannot be, I cannot compete with her. She's like, everything is so clean. Yeah, you're right by that. But then at home you keep up cleaning things, you keep up sorting out your almirahs and everything, and next moment you see everything is in shambles. It's my
I
mantra is the best. My mantra is the best thing. Just control your anger, control yourself. Tell
exactly.
yourself that
Okay,
everything is going to be fine. So I
exactly.
think that
So
is the
the
that's the
thing,
best way to be happy. Otherwise, things will go on being dirty, and you will have to do it again and again and again. So I
if it
think
is my mom, if it is my mom, I would tell my mom, look, my mom, my heart is very clean. And that's what I can manage.
excellent,
You
excellent.
know,
You're
and
right.
I will try my
If your
best to
heart
keep
is
my
pure,
house.
if your heart is pure, if your heart is clean, then let
That's it.
everything else be dirty. So you're a prince.
You see, the funny part is that, let me tell you one thing, and this is my experience also and my observation.
Uh-huh.
Sometimes when we tend to clean outside, we are
Yes.
avoiding to clean inside. You know,
Mm. Yes,
sometimes when we
exactly.
tend to be too clean outside, we are actually
Mhm.
avoiding to do the inner work, because this gives us a little bit of a relief. Oh, outside everything is okay, but inside is very disorganized. I'm not saying in
Exactly.
all cases, but many
They're not
cases that
always.
we project, yeah, we project, to see things outside in order, because it gives us relief that at least, outside is okay. But inside, what about inside? you know
Mhm.
so you can use that. Okay, so yeah, it's a yes, yes, it's OBS sometimes. Mohammed says we don't deal with people, we deal with their knowledge and the life they lived. Yeah, my heart is clean. Yes. Yeah. So yeah, so this is it. So I'll pause here, and just 2 minutes. I will take extra. I know we started late, but I'll just take 2 minutes. If there's any question, burning question, any question on this subject? So you understand where we went? We went to understand, number one, we understand that, look, there are barriers in life. There are external barriers and there are internal barriers. Internal barriers are driven by limiting beliefs. These limiting beliefs are usually given by other people, and we take them on board, and then we live our life with that. When we decide to check on them and we realize that they are not serving us, we can change this limiting belief, and we can improve our quality of life, and we can overcome any kind of barriers. There is no person, there is no situation which is a barrier. Barrier is just inside us. Okay, so once I know how to do that, and the connection with the source, very, very important. Yeah, connection with the source gives us the power to change. Acceptance is the second thing that you can use. Now, when I said acceptance earlier, what I mean to say is that when we say we accept, it doesn't mean we endorse what others are doing. Acceptance means that to see that other persons in their journey, that's where they are. And we do not need to change that. That the reason they are there is because they need to move on to another part. Maybe you are somewhere else. That's okay. But let them grow, let them grow. And that's what I mean by acceptance. Acceptance is to be able to allow things to take their own time, because a mango is not the same as a tomato. Everything has its own time. So everything will take its own course, and eventually what we need to do is to accept. By accepting, we are giving them power to be able to change. By accepting others, you're giving them power to change. So these are some words that can help you to go through these barriers. Yeah. So yeah, connecting with the source, accepting. Yeah. Remember why we are seeking God in the first place. The reason we are seeking God is that we've lost our power, and there's only one source which has power. So like there's only one power point. Everybody's going to go there and charge their phones, right? No watching social media. So there's only one source, and when we connect to that source, we are able to overcome anything in life. It's not analysis, it's not our intelligence that will get us through. It's our surrender. It's our being humble, that will help us to move forward. With that, I finish today's session, and I wish you a lovely evening and a lovely weekend, and hope to see you on 21st. Those who are in Abu Dhabi, please, I've posted the brochure. I will post it again just for those who join late. And for those who are in Abu Dhabi, please pass this on to others so that they can come for the yoga day on the 21st. You can take a picture of it, or you can contact me and I'll send you this brochure. If you can just ask anyone, your friends, there's no fees, it's free of charge, and they can come and join us on June 21st from 4 to 5 p.m. Thank you so much, and have a lovely, lovely evening. Bye-bye.